Hello and welcome to the next in our series of at-home interviews with technology chief executives. I'm Mike Drew, partner and global head of the technology practice for the global executive search firm Odgers Berndtson. I'm delighted to be joined by Graham Watt, the chief executive of Softcat PLC, a FTSE-listed international IT solutions provider. Prior to Softcat, Graham was the SVP EMEA for Tech Data, and before that, the president of Avnet Technology Solutions. Graham, a very warm welcome and thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Mike. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to pass on my best wishes to your team at Odgers and anybody tuning in. I hope everybody's found a way to manage at home and in the business and that you're all doing okay.
Thank you, Graham. We're all very well, thank you. And my same sentiment back to the Softcat family as well.
Thank you.
Moving into the core discussion, which I wanted to focus on, was the aspects of culture and purpose. I'd really fascinated to understand more about Softcat's very unique culture and how purpose has manifested itself within your organization.
I think, Mike, it's a really good question. And you're obviously very familiar with Softcat, and you know that our culture really is what defines us ultimately. So what we've been doing is very much sticking to the same beliefs and values that we've always had and reinforcing them wherever possible, and trying to provide a good mix of business as usual, but also find new ways to have fun and celebrate. So on the business as usual front, we've been having our usual team meetings while we've all been remote, by the way, 100% remote working. We've been having our daily figures, our employees of the month and quarter, and very much been celebrating the success of those people that hit targets and those that supported them, with reward and recognition being very important in our strong sales culture. But as you know, and as many people who know Softcat will understand, our culture isn't just about performance. In fact, it's mostly a people-focused culture where our teams and individuals take a lot of time to support each other. We support our customers very strongly. We remain positive, and we jump to take ownership as new situations arise. So where people have struggled to cope with remote working, we provided additional avenues for mental health support. We created a buddy system to complement the managerial and HR support that they're already getting. We've been very flexible with people who have caring or other demands at home. And we've provided additional equipment to people where their home working environment needs, some kind of enhancement. Communication's been super important too, and we're just in the process of launching our second round of Q&As with the company, with Colin Brown, our MD, and myself, so that teams can ask us anything that's on their minds at all. They ask us what we're seeing, they ask us how we're feeling, what challenges we've still got to address, what challenges we've got coming up ahead of us. And that really helps people understand those challenges and what our approach is to those challenges. And frankly, it helps Colin and I and others set some expectations for the people as well. We've had Has Softcat Got Talent, Big Nights In, University Challenge for charity as well. So charity fundraising and volunteering is always high on our agenda. And it's been really touching, to be honest, to see so many people get involved to support those who've been more heavily impacted by the COVID crisis.
Really curious to understand how the Softcat culture might have evolved now that everyone's working virtually. Have you seen any substantial changes to sort of the makeup of the culture?
I think it's been emphasized is how I'd respond to that. I think all of those qualities of supporting each other, as I said, of having fun, of being very energetic, of being fully available to each other and the customers, of wanting to be connected, of feeding off each other's energy and ambition. That's all there, but they've been re-emphasized. I mean, the amount of, and I've heard lots of other people talk about this, the amount of connectivity we have with each other now, inside and outside the company, is amazing. And where people have already established relationships inside and outside the company, I think they've been dramatically enhanced, frankly.
If we turn to a slightly different angle here and talk about leadership,
Yeah.
Odgers Berndtson recently published a leadership confidence index in support of the Harvard Business Review
Yeah.
to look at the importance of agile leadership in particular. A particular agile leadership when you're thinking about managing through disruption. Where have you seen agile leadership in your organization, both from yourself and from the people around you?
I think it's definitely a time for cool heads, while these challenges fly around and nobody really has a clear idea of how long the challenges are going to be with us for and how deep they are. But I think it's really a time for cool heads. It's a time what we've been trying to do is provide clear leadership, very transparent, regular communication that I referred to earlier on, so that the teams feel connected. And you need to remain, I believe, calm and pragmatic, so that your teams and your people can feed off that calmness and that pragmatism. We've been trying to plan for the worst. We've been through multiple scenario plans, but manage and execute for the best. And we've been trying not to overreact, but I think it's important also not to underreact as well. So we've been, from a practical point of view, we've prioritized our people and our cash facilities in the first instance. Obviously, as with most other companies, the safety, giving our team a clear direction and giving them the technology and support to work from home was super important. And at the same time, whilst we're a cash-rich company and we're debt-free, our finance team worked very quickly and effectively to build facilities to protect us in the event that cash flows from customers get a little bit ugly, which I'm pleased to say hasn't been the case to date. Communications, we started up a structured communication plan with regular updates, very clear and open and active lines of communication with first our employees and then our customers and suppliers and partners. We established a working from home group to take charge of making sure people felt connected, and as well as giving people the opportunity to take part in some of the company initiatives I mentioned earlier on and have some fun. Customers and performance were important too, but a close second to that, people and cash stuff. So we've been very quick to support our customers, help them in particular spin up their own remote working capabilities. And we've created internally a bi-weekly customer credit and support council to review risk and cash flows and how we can help our customers, and a weekly recruitment council to review recruitment. A, because we don't want to take on too much cost too quickly, but B, we're not sure if we can even onboard in some cases roles with the level of kind of depth and quality that we could before. We thought hard about furloughing staff that were in roles most impacted by COVID-19, but we decided not to. So where we do have spare capacity in the business, we've been putting that to training, personal development, acquiring vendor accreditations that perhaps we didn't have. And then if we've still got spare capacity after that, the teams have been working on supporting others inside the company, supporting others outside the company, and volunteering and charitable initiatives as well. And we've been trying to stay connected as well too, Mike. We've been taking part in a number of industry forums to make sure we're connected to what others are experiencing, what kind of options and decisions they've been taking. And it's been really nice to see, and I'm sure other industries are the same, but I've always really enjoyed the IT industry because of the connections, the strong connections we have, not just with our suppliers and our customers, but with our competitors and our peers as well. And there's an enormous amount of empathy that everybody has right now to help each other at this time, even though they may be competitors. So I've touched on a lot of kind of bases there, but I'm really pleased with the way everyone in the company has reacted to date.
Thank you, Graham. That brings to an end part one, and please join us shortly for part two.